So who's gonna be that one that uses Machina that night upon a white horse entering the stage and sorting things out, lining the villains up against some wall, and you know what will happen next. And saving innocent lives and make a short process with injustice and corruption. Who will be that one? Yeah, exactly how am I supposed to know that? I have no fucking idea. I'm wishing, and I know there's no great chance for anything, but it might be someone working within some social field. It might be a priest, it might be police. No, not exactly, but journalist, someone at the beginning of a career, because you all know what they say. First year of academy, what's your reasons, what's your drive, what's your ambition, what's your vision. You might think young politicians too, what they all say: I want to make a change, I want to help people, I want to defend our democratic system, and want to stand up for the weak and the poor and the lonely and all that stuff. And we also know what then happens to them fairly soon, typing this or copy and pasting this former messages. Thanks for your letter, dear Mr. Client. We have read it and we discussed your case. I must say though that your specific case doesn't really fit within our field, and our advice is take this to psychiatry instead. Best regards, Mr. or Mrs. Asshole, social asshole. But having come with that far, when you're still fueled by this high-pitched ideals, you haven't yet received those hard blows supposed to make you know your place in the hierarchy, in the system, humanity, and already perhaps having some bad notions about things, but still haven't become cynical and still haven't given things up completely. Or a journalist in the beginning of a career with some ambitions, not necessarily writing in the local paper about some new church being built, revealing the ugly truth and accusing the power, fighting the system, and all that stuff. And she knows that she needs some grandiose start to her career, to become a name and to become someone. And she seeks the world with her torchlight to find that something. And this might actually be the wet dream for someone like that. You might imagine someone in the other end of career once having had those high-pitched ideals and ambitions, and then being absorbed by the system, typing these formal messages and excusing myself. Well, those are not things that we have any impact upon. And whatever field we're dealing with, you might be sure that whatever they are doing, it's never ever actually what any living human would actually need or want or wish for or require or be ready to pay for. But sitting there a few years before retiring, and this seed from the Dandelion, that one seed who actually escaped this duck pond, slipped through the fence, this fence that waterproof. It's not Dandelion proof. It's really waterproof. I can assure that I've seen the cracks, one little seed. It's all we actually need. You might also imagine someone a few years after retiring, I'm so glad to be finished with this, and now I'm gonna realize my true self. And after smurfing around with a boat or whatever, starting some cafe, she might become restless and frustrated, and well, my true self, that's what it actually was. And what exactly did I do with it? When lying there upon my deathbed, someone comes asking me, so how do you feel about your professional life, but life as such? What did you achieve? Have you made some actual results? To start with, what were your ambitions when you became attracted to this? Well, I wanted to make a change, help people and do something for society, stand up for the weak and the poor and the lonely. Yeah. These are quite some noble ambitions, I might say. And how did things develop? What became of this? Fuck. And is this how I want to evaluate my time upon this earth? Fuck. I will do something now, because I'm free to do what I want, and I'm not employed, and I'm not obeying to any bosses, and they might send me to jail, they might kill me, but I will do something for all those cases that I refused, all human lives I have destroyed, and all that stuff that they do within social services field. I will do whatever I can to repair this, and perhaps something more than that. And this seed suddenly comes carried by the wind through her open window and lands upon her. Well, it's exactly what it land upon. About anything it lands, that's the only important thing. And then some of her old colleagues come visiting someday, and yeah, how are things going? Well, you know, and how yeah, got your boat into the water? Yeah, right. What's that? And she nods towards the computer. Something that I found. This seed, and I planted it, and look what it became. And I made some research. Please read. Yeah? Yeah. Please read. Yeah, I do. Read those lines. And then you read those 2 lines. And then you might even read what's between these lines. And silence for a holding breath. No. Shit. You mean, yeah, it very much appears exactly like that. No. This is not how things work in our world, in Sweden. You know, this is Sweden. Can you imagine? Sweden. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it seems as if it actually does. And at that, only having coming that far, this is pretty much safely landed on the opposite shore. One seed having escaped, because you know the rest is not that difficult. Most things are pretty much obvious, and you don't have to dig for years to reveal some little piece of gold, and I'm afraid it's not gold that you will find in this case. All I know is that it smells like shit. Well, anyway, you won't need to dig very long, because some scratching up on the surface and the whole vile, grotesque, ugly affair will appear very clear. And then things might actually happen, and this is what I actually should be a bit worried about. Once in a while this happens, and I have no idea, might be some split percentage chance I might not myself even be alive by then. Nevertheless, they will be. This is what they perhaps should be at least a bit more worried about.